Now, we all know about the fierce political debate that happened over the circumstances about that sting operation. Today in Parliament, we saw some of the fiercest debates. We saw the charges and counter charges flying. Coincidentally, in the middle of the heated debates, Tehelka released on its website a story of what they claim is the real truth behind the cash for vote sting operation. Remember that for nearly 3 years now, this sting has been claimed to be empirical proof of the dubious dealings of the government. Today, Tehelka claims that was just half the truth. And joining me on the News Hour debate tonight, Sudhindra Kulkarni, the man behind the sting operations, with me tonight. Thank you very much. I hope, Mr. Kulkarni, we get the full truth tonight. Amar Singh is with us tonight. He played a role and he unabashedly has said in the floor of the Parliament that I played a role in this sting operation. We want to know the truth from you, Mr. Amar Singh. Ashish Khaitan brought out that detailed investigative pieces. Investigative editor of Tehelka has the byline on the story this morning. Ashish, thanks. And Manish Tiwari is with us tonight. We'll also be joined by Nalini Singh and Rajiv Pratap Rudy in just a couple of minutes. My first question goes to you, Sudhindra Kulkarni. Tehelka's story today claims that this was a case of entrapment planned and orchestrated by the B.J.P. and you specifically.
I mean, I plead guilty to the charge. I mean, this was the whole purpose of the whistleblowing operation. The three MPs, they presented themselves as baits to people who were out to purchase MPs, and in collaboration with a reputed television channel, we wanted to first capture the horse trading operation and then expose, because I personally believed, and I continue to believe, that this is the worst corruption scandal in the history of Indian Parliament. It needed to be exposed and we did the right thing. I have absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. My role in
Why was this thing not telecast then?
No,
no, we want to
the
know.
Television channel which participated.
You had an arrangement. You are saying that you had an arrangement, as the B.J.P. had a full arrangement with the TV channel.
Yes, and the TV channel not only backtracked, they did not telecast it on the day of the trust vote, they telecast it after 15 days with a lot of crucial things suppressed.
Maybe because they didn't feel they had the full facts of the story.
No, but the fact of the matter is, today the particular reporter has gone on record saying that when he deposed before the committee, his statement was formulated by the lawyers of the channel. He did not tell the full truth, only what the lawyers wanted him to tell.
No, he said I was coached. I don't think he said lawyers, but he said yes.
No, I have heard this is precisely what he has said on a particular channel. My question is, even on the basis of the suppressed and truncated evidence that is available with the parliamentary committee, it can be conclusively proved that money came from somebody who was acting on behalf of the Congress party for horse trading.
Okay, I want to get Manish Tiwari. Amar Singh, I'm just coming to you. We want the full version tonight. Manish Tiwari, you accept this version. Sudhindra Kulkarni saying there's a larger reason, there's a larger motive, there is a larger purpose, and he fully stands by what happened then.
Mr. Goswami, for the sake of decency, I would not use the word which is coming to my mind, but may I very respectfully say that Mr. Sudhindra Kulkarni has been shooting the breeze, and I would not go further than that, and allow me to pick the fallacy in his argument and demolish it right away. You know, Mr. Kulkarni says that it is a whistleblowing operation. Prior to Mr. Kulkarni and the top echelons of the Bharatiya Janata Party coming into the picture, there is no evidence which has been put out either by the Bharatiya Janata Party or by the channel involved that there was any approach to any member of parliament. If you go by the version of Mr. Siddharth Gautam, his channel head tells him that you please ring up an X number. The X number ostensibly turns out to be that of the leader of the opposition in the Rajya Sabha, who in turn puts him in contact with Mr. Sudhindra Kulkarni. Mr. Sudhindra Kulkarni then takes him across to those three members of parliament. When they ostensibly go to the Meridian Hotel, there is no meeting which takes place, which is evidenced by both Mr. Kulkarni and by the reporter who was supposed to be doing that sting. Subsequently, there are certain events which take place, and when that gentleman, Mr. Saxena, turns up, now this is where the story turns. He is sent back by Mr. Sohail Hindustani, and then he materializes ostensibly with a larger amount of cash. My question is very simple. Those people who masterminded this entrapment operation, who conceived, conceptualized and implemented it from day one, can you put it beyond the pale of rationale that they could be the people who handed over the money to Mr. Saxena? So therefore, you see, there is a difference between a bona fide sting, there is a difference between investigative journalism, and there is a distinction that needs to be drawn when a political party, for political motivations, wants to destabilize the government by orchestrating a sinister plot. And that is exactly what the Bharatiya Janata Party had done by putting those MPs out as bait, for the simple reason that they knew that they were not winning the trust vote and they wanted to vilify, malign and destabilize the government. Those are the facts which emerged from the Tehelka story.
Okay, so let me go. Rajiv Rudy, coming straight to you, but I want to ask you Amar Singh next. Mr. Amar Singh, there are, despite this parliamentary committee giving you a clean sheet, there are still questions about your role. Why don't you tonight on Newsa come clean with what happened? You said you were working for Mulayam Singh. You said you were working for Mulayam Singh. At an earlier time, I asked you, I think about 10 days back, and you said, ask the channel why they didn't show this thing. You sort of refrained from it. Now it's a matter of public debate. You need to explain what is your connection with Sanjeev Saxena. Is he your aide? Did he go to Argal's house to deliver the money you asked him to? What transpired in your house on 22nd morning?
First of all, I'm not one to change my stand every now and then. Let me tell you very precisely, when I said today in Parliament, I was working at the behest of Mulayam Singh Yadav. I was not owning any role in the sting operation. I simply said, Samajwadi Party took a political decision to lend support to UPA government. As the General Secretary and the spokesman of the party, I was assigned, and Arun Jaitley was assigned for whatever he did. And or for that reason, whatever was assigned to Sudhindra Kulkarni, as elaborated by my esteemed friend Manish Tiwari. So I played my role, political role.
What role, sir?
And as a political activist.
Sir, were you? Sir, you are making.
I had no.
Sir, may I please, Mamas? May I please?
I had no role. But first of all, Saxena is not my employee.
Sir,
and writing a letter for his son's admission,
sir, this
is not a crime.
Mr. Amar
Even
Singh,
today,
Mr. Amar Singh, I have a simple point, sir. I mean, let's not get lost. What is the issue here? The issue here is this, that you were out allegedly along with some other people on a fishing expedition, on an entrapment. You were creating situation. You were part of a collusion, and a news channel, of course, was part of this whole operation, and hence this was the charge today in the Tehelka sting, is that this is an entrapment. It was largely a fishing expedition, an entrapment, and there was a sense of desperation about what's going to happen in the vote, and therefore you did some unscrupulous things at that point of time. That's the allegation, Mr. Amar Singh.
No, that's not what, Mr. Arnav Goswami, I beg your pardon, that this does not suffice well on your part to call me unscrupulous element or unscrupulous activist. After the parliamentary committee unambiguously has given me clean sheet. And also I would like to tell you very precisely that if there is any audio, video footage of mine giving money, accepting money or talking about money, it has got to be substantiated. Even the state channel which was organized this entrapment drama, the state channel's CEO, the chief editor said openly that the entire thing is not trustworthy, so we are not telecasting. Even in his deposition, here or deposition directly or through representative, they had been consistently maintaining that. So there is if on conjecture, if you want to say anything, there was a big rumor that big money was paid to him not to show this. Why can't Mr. Rajdeep Sardesai say that Amar Singh paid that money? If he has got guts and balls to say, let him say that. And if there is any audio recording or there is any video recording, let it come.
Mr.
Then I will be answerable
Mr. Amar
of
Singh.
who is loitering outside my residence.
Mr. Amar Singh, Mr.
That
Amar
is
Singh,
none of you.
Mr. Amar Singh, Mr. Amar Singh, with the utmost respect, you are getting very, you're getting very animated on this issue. I must tell you, as I go to Rajiv Rudy, I want to get a full round tonight. Why are we debating this? Because, you cannot have behind the scene dealings of this level in a democracy. This subverts democracy. This is the subversion of democracy.
And who did it? If you have got proof, Mr. Goswami, go ahead, shoot me. I am answerable to Parliament as parliamentarian.
Mr.
And I am answerable and accountable to JPC.
Sure.
And any probity, if you have got proof,
Mr.
you go ahead, behead me. Otherwise, don't call me unscrupulous.
Okay.
I have not come here on your channel to get abuses.
Mr. Amar Singh, I appreciate you're very animated tonight. Let me get Rajiv Rudy in. Mr. Rudy, was this a case of entrapment? I heard you. I don't know if you heard what Manish Tiwari said in the beginning, but he made a few points. Was it the case of entrapment? Has the Tehelka expose blunted your your entire focus on this issue? The sting in B.J.P's attack has been taken away.
My submission here is, instead of making the whole argument very complicated by getting so many facts to the viewers, let's just appreciate one aspect, that this is the Congress party which already has a history in 1993 where a minority government continued for 5 years and there was a case lodged for buying out Jharkhand Mukti Morcha members of parliament, and there was a situation when the Prime Minister of that time had almost and a couple of colleagues had to go to jail. So there is nothing very unusual for the Congress party what you are discussing today, and this the viewers must know that the Congress party and the party of Mr. Manish Tiwari is a complete suspect. Now starting from here, the very fact that there were people, and Mr. Amar Singh ji is getting very agitated. He was a part of a bigger regime with Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav, and he was his key person, and that was a time where something was done on the disproportionate assets case, in which the beneficiary at that time who had switched sides to support the UPA government had happened because there was something in the offing which they wanted to give and get, which they possibly got through got through a affidavit which was changed in the Supreme Court. Now, having said that, there were some beneficiaries of the whole deal, and on behest of that, there was an exercise conducted in which members of parliament had to be horse-traded, and that they were to be bought in retail. And when this aspect came to light, and that was the time when approach was made to members of parliament from the Bharatiya Janata Party, they acted the whistleblowers because money was offered to them, and the gentleman whom Mr. Amar Singh says was nowhere related to him, at least in the whole episode, even if Mr. Amar Singh says that this gentleman, Mr. Saxena, was not related to him, but he was seemingly had an association which Mr. Amar Singh cannot deny. That association was not there with anyone else except the Samajwadi Party and Mr. Amar Singh. So that he cannot deny. It may be less or more, that one does not know.
I'm getting a first rebut from Manish Tiwari tonight.
Mr. Goswami, may I?
I'm getting a first rebut from Manish Tiwari. Manish, please keep it. Manish, if you can make a rebut, I will go to Ashish Khaitan and Nalini Singh after that. Yes, Manish comes in. Yes.
I heard him.
He's rebutting you, Rajiv. 1 second.
That is exactly, where the argument turns. The Bharatiya Janata Party or the 3 members of parliament before the highest echelons of the B.J.P. came into the picture have not been able to produce even an iota of evidence, not a thistle of evidence to demonstrate that any of them were approached.